Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. This is a video that could be stocked, stored, categorized as one of the videos from the Connect No Dots series. So I'm going to provide you with some facts, evidence. I will try not to connect the dots. You do that, okay? Because I know you will do that. That's why I'm making this video. So what is it about? It is about the United States of America, Israel, Arabs, and the whole world. All right, you remember that Israel struck some targets in Qatar, and they killed some Hamas bad guys over there, designated by some that they are bad guys. Qatar is an independent sovereign country, so is Israel, the United States of America, Iraq, Afghanistan, and so on. So Qatar is not at war with Israel. So Israel shot some missiles or rockets, missiles from the airplanes, and I'm going to show you from where, over what country, into the sovereign country of Qatar. Qatar is one of US's allies in the Middle East, as Saudi Arabia is, as Israel is, and many others. But one in the Middle East is the ally, the rest are not. Right? And the Arabs are upset, and they try to form a coalition against Israel. How come those rockets or missiles from the Israelis, American-made airplanes, were capable of hitting the targets in Doha, in Qatar? Well, I made three or two videos on that. The first one is the most important one, where some experts claim that the Patriot systems were turned off remotely by the Americans, because that's what they do. In order to fire them, you have to have the Americans' satellite and all the monitoring on. And according to this guy, they did not react. So Qatar did not defend itself against American-made missiles with American-made provided Patriot systems, and the Qataris have the biggest Middle East base, military base, American military base in Qatar, and they didn't move. I want to show you where Mr. Marco Rubio is, the American Secretary of State. He's crying at the Wailing Wall in Jerusalem. I will show you the ripple effects of US's loss of credibility, if still has any, in the fact that I say something and I do the opposite. In this case, Qatar. If the world needs another example of, we say United States of America, I'm not saying you or I, but we are Americans, and these are representing us, supposedly, somehow. That means our system is, in a way, not functional the way it should be. So these guys are not working for us. What's going on over here? So the whole world saw that Qatar was struck. The United States of America was, why? Because it was Israel? I don't know. Do not connect any dots. Let's start with the first article. And this is a kind of a bragging article. All right, there. This is, how do you like it so far? The Jerusalem Post. Israel used fighter jets to strike Qatar from the Red Sea. I don't read anything about illegal strike, crime, nothing. It's a matter of fact, Israel struck another country, sovereign country, and they're going to tell us from where. Let's see. The fighter jets used by the Israeli Air Forces, including 8 F-16s, which are American-made, and 4 F-35s, American-made, with Israeli aircraft avoiding entering the airspace of surrounding Arab countries. Good job, good job. But what did you strike? So they were so careful not to enter the airspace of surrounding Arab countries, but they struck Qatar. Israeli forces targeted Doha-based Hamas officials, bad dudes, using fighter jets, American, they had sent to the Red Sea, according to a Friday report by the Wall Street Journal, citing several U.S. officials. The fighter jets used by the IAF above Red Sea waters included 8 F-16s and 4 F-35s. So the Patriot systems did not see anything coming from these F-16s and F-35s, according to the report, noting that no Israeli aircraft entered the airspace of the surrounding Arab countries. What the hell are you talking about? Noting. We don't care, man. You violated Qatar's, man. Anyway, don't connect dots. Let's see where that is. Where the Red Sea is. I'm going to show you what they did, man. Right there. This is the Earth, the globe, right? So we're going to go to this shitty part of the world. Right there. So we have here, right? This is the Red Sea. Why do I call it shitty? Because of one thing. Don't fucking connect any dots. Red Sea. Where's Qatar? Qatar is exactly right here. So they went to the Red Sea from Israel. And from here they didn't enter. The airplanes did not enter any Saudi Arabia airspace, but they launched their missiles over the Saudi Arabia and they struck Qatar Doha. Unless, which did not happen, they went from the Red Sea, got to the Iranians and would have been shut down. Why? Because the Iranians are serious people. So would have come here, and Qatar. So they did it from here to there. Got that? Clear? They didn't violate any airspace of any Arab country. Nice people. All right. Next. This is a very good article coming from Sputnik, from the evil Russians. Geopolitical ripple effect. How Doha attack undermines US credibility in the Gulf, empowers BRICS. Well, first, this is an understatement by saying that that particular attack undermined US credibility in the Gulf. I think the US has no credibility in the Gulf. US does this. US bribes some guys in charge of some Arab countries, and the population is angry, and they're kept at the gunpoint from toppling them. The population knows, the leaders of the Arab countries know, but they like where they are. I'm in charge, and I'm here because the Americans allow me. Remember, the fact that Arabs from Saudi Arabia did not do anything towards those rockets, missiles, launched from those F-16, F-15s and F-35s tells me that they like to be in charge of Saudi Arabia. The crown prince, Mr. MBS, Mohammed MBS and Mohammed BS, Mohammed bin Salman. He is in power only because the Americans and Israel allows him to be. And they know it and they don't care. All right, let's move on. What these guys are saying? What do you mean lose the credibility? Israel's aggression, this is the Russians, against one of America's key allies in the oil-rich Persian Gulf is a wake-up call for the region's nations about the hollowness of U.S. security guarantees. That's correct. That's why you cannot do anything in Ukraine. The question now is whether their answer, military and regional experts tell Sputnik, security, the failure of US and European-made equipment to stop Israel assault leaves only one option open, Russia. That's true. That's true. Russian specialists could build Qatar a system that would give the Emirates the keys to its skies, leaving no country able to strike with impunity without the risk of losing both the carriers and the strike systems used by the aggression. Got it? And they tell us what Panzer, they can give that, Buk, Pak, Boom, Baram, all this by them. Okay? Why? Because they claim, and I think for the good reason, let me get that, for a good reason. So, don't have those Patriot systems working, we will not defend you against those guys because, you are all our allies, but some are more of an allies. Why? Because don't connect any dots. Next article, right? Right. I found this article earlier today and I'm going to show you. And it's on my iPad. And here is the title. Like many times before, it comes with a title and then in about 1, 2, 3 hours, it changes the title. But this title was very, very interesting title. That's why it is from today from 7:10 a.m. when I picked this article. And I would like you to read the title. This comes from the Telegraph. Senators say U.S. is complicit in Israel's ethnic cleansing of Gaza. This is from The Guardian. Remember, look over there. The name is Joseph Guardian in Washington, correct? That's what it is, my friends. And the date is right there. Let me just make it bigger. Is better for some. Right there. And I'm going to show you. I put the same title in the key description right there, up there, you see? The Guardian, or MSN, or Yahoo. Senators, why? Because if you go to Guardians, they want money, so that's why I put these guys, and sometimes Yahoo does it. Senators say U.S. is complete. So I put the same thing. These are the results. And here is it. Where is it? U.S. complicity in Gaza, Arabs see, America is complicit, U.S. undeniable. It doesn't come. It doesn't come that way. But, just a second, I'm going to show you. And the problem is, I can't even find it. I even changed from MSN or Yahoo or whatever this. I put up capital G, and what am I supposed to do? U.S. Senator Washington aided Israel, accuse Israel. I don't find it. And The Guardian. Anyway, you got this is 2 days ago, but this article is from today. Nevertheless, this is what it is, my friends. According to these guys, according to this, to be more specific, this article, they say senators say U.S. is complicit in Israel ethnic cleansing of Gaza. Is it true? Connect dots if you want. I will not dare. So let's go to the next one. And this is a different take on the complicity. Arabs see U.S. as complicit in Israel's Gaza war. Former envoy. Now, I gotta tell you that I don't think that only Arabs see U.S. I think a lot of other ethnicities and races and people see it. It's just maybe, and this is what he says right here. At what point does the international community say enough is enough? Well, when you can kneel the United States of America, then maybe something will change. When you have the U.S. break its shackles from the guy, then maybe something could change. We are already at 10,000 civilian deaths. And, of quote, Israeli Prime Minister, and here it is. In my view, the U.S. administration today, not only, is being seen by the Arab street as complicit in these killings because the U.S. itself is refusing a ceasefire until they say Hamas is crushed. My point with this article is not only the Arabs who see that, is much more. Ready? All right. And this is the same. Arabs see U.S. as complicit in Israel. And where is Marco Rubio? Here is Marco Rubio. Rubio is over there, sucking something, right there. He wants to be president one day, and with this, he could very well be, my friends. So Rubio prays at Western Wall as Israel faces backlash over Qatar strike. He prays what? Is he Jewish? He's Latino? He's Cuban? Whatever you want to consider him. He is probably Roman Catholic. That's the Jewish. They say that this is from the wall, or Solomon's, or whatever. But some people say the Romans built it. I don't know. Anyway, but I think you know exactly who I think built that wall, the so-called wailing. What is he doing over there? Anyway, you know what he's doing, right? So with these guys, what's going on next? Right there, my friends. What do you think about this one? Sputnik. Arab Islamic foreign ministers begin meeting in Qatar on measures against Israel. That's the first one. And the second one, with the same thing, Sputnik, Iraqi prime minister, where we brought freedom and democracy to the country, calls for Islamic military alliance against Israel. My question is this. What do you think will happen? The answer is nothing. Nothing. Even if they form a coalition, they will not make any coalition viable. Why? If United States of America wants a regime change in all of the countries except, and those are not, Arabs, those are Persians, except Iran, they will do it. In Saudi Arabia, they can do it. In Dubai, Qatar, in all these countries, Jordan, Lebanon, if they want, they can have it done. The problem is you have to keep someone in power, and it's hard. because the population will immediately. So yeah, they're going to form an alliance. And you know what they're going to do? This is what is going on with, I think, with a turning point. Charlie Kirk is out, Ben Shapiro is in. They take over, man. That's what's going on. So these Arab countries will form a coalition, but they will have the same master. But we don't know that. But their actions in time will give us the illusion that they actually will do something about it. They will not. First, they will not, because they know they will be decapitated one by one, as Gaddafi said. Is the first one, and the other one, why would they do that? They play like, yeah, we're going to do, hey, baboon, stay over there. We're going to play, we're going to do this. And they're going to do nothing. Like Erdogan. Erdogan is a clear example of how you do it. He's always puffing and huffing and threatening, and I'm going to do this to Israel. He's doing nothing. You know, maybe he's going to rob one Israel, if you know what I mean. That's all what Erdogan does. Nothing else. Nothing. So the same thing these guys probably do. They're going to meet as they meet in Qatar. They're going to say, and then fuck nothing. Zero. And the population, yeah, man, we're going to get the Israel. You're going to get something in your ass. No, I'm sorry. You're going to keep that thing in your ass because you've been for so long because of Great Britain, from the United States of America, because of these guys. Do you think that Israel alone can do anything? Without the help of those imbeciles, they would not have had nuclear weapons, would not have F-35s, would not have money, political, and so on. Zero. I will start connecting dots. My bad. Thank you very much for being with me again today. The United States of America has no credibility, is negative credibility. Now you can say, who has it? Well, at least the other countries don't claim that they are the best and they can lecture everybody else. I haven't heard the Russians lecturing, or the Bangladeshis, or I know the Hondurases, or how people from Honduras, or whatever. I never heard them criticizing anybody else. I heard always one country, one leadership of that country, which are exceptional, and everybody needs to live up to their standards with slavery and so on. It's fine, and discrimination, and no, we're clean. We fought, we did it. We pushed those to the outside of our societies and laws. Fantastic. But they were doing this since they were having the Jim Crow laws. When they still had the 1950s Jim Crow laws in the United States of America, they were still telling the Soviets how bad they are. And communism and all that. Yes, they were horrible. But who are you? Fix your fucking things. Oh, now we fixed them. Now we're clean. You're not clean. Look at Qatar. Look at Qatar. And not only Qatar, look at Gaza. Look at what's going on over there. You veto at the United Nations Security Council all the time anything that would harm the poor little eternal victims. Who are they? Chobajala, Hapatsaka, Shalom. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.